Today the game which we are going to discuss is a crazy game played between two very aggressive players. One Alexei Shirov, he is best known for his book by his name Fire on Board. The second one is Veselin Topalov. He was the FIDE world champion for around about 6 to 7 years, if I am not mistaken. And these two players are really very crazy aggressive players. So let's start with our game. E4, C5, start of the Sicilian variation. Knight F3, D6, D4, C into D4, all the standard moves of the opening. Knight into D4, Knight F6. The reason behind is this: directly playing this move Knight F6. If black delays this move and he plays this move Knight C6 first, then white could go for this C4 Marcosi type structure. So Knight F6, Knight C3, A6, the start of the Najdo variation. Bishop E3, E6 was played, and this is the start of the Scheveningen variation. I am not pronouncing its name correctly, but it is might be Scheveningen variation. And after that, G4 was played, and this is called the delayed carries attack in Scheveningen variation, Sicilian Defense. And this is going to be a crazy, messy game. Here, there are two moves which are being played or have been played in the past, are now still being played. The main move, one main move is H6, and the second move which was played in the game was E5. We will look at the move H6 also. After H6, Bishop G2, Knight C6, H3, and Knight E5 and Queen E2. This may be the continuation of the move H6 if being played in the game. After that, G5 is going to be played and long castle. Mostly in this variation, black's king remained in the center, and black tries to attack here and here on both flanks. So we go back to our main move which was played in the game, and that was E5. Here the main move is Knight F5. After that, G6 is the main reply over here. There is another reply also, and that is H5. After that, G5, then Knight into E4 is going to be played. And Knight into G7 check. Bishop into G7 and Knight into E4. This might be the variation if black plays the move H5. Here now black would go for this castle, but not first, or he may struck his king over here in the center. Black is going to play these moves: Queen A5, Bishop 2, E6, and then Knight to this where Knight C6, or Queen just only to C7, developing, Knight developing, Bishop developing, and might go for castle over here. So after Knight F5, G6 was played, and this is the second most common move on this position. And G5, it is the standard move over here. Instead of here, I told you that Bishop G2 is the second option over here. After G5, G6 into F5, E into F5. Now I want you people to to pause the game and try to calculate that can we save this knight over here in this position. Are we able to save this knight over here? Should we play defensive over here or should we play offensive? I think you have given a thought to this position. These types of position, it is better to play offensive instead of playing defensive. So the main move which was played in the game, d5, was the best one. The reason behind is that, okay, you are going to take my knight on f6, but I am going to play this move d4, pinning your bishop and knight, and I'm going to take one of them. So as white understood that black is going to play this move d4, he moved the queen to f3 first, and then castle, and then this rook on d1 is going to pin this queen to this pawn on d4. After queen f3, d4 was played, the same plan in the game, and castle, and this queen is pinned. And knight bd7 was played. We go back one move, and I want you to again pause the video and try to understand that why this knight can't be saved at present. Why can't it be saved immediately? The reason behind is that if you play this knight fd7, then bishop into d4, e into d4, and rook e1 check. After that, bishop e7 and knight d5. And now you understand that how white's position is overwhelming on this black's position. He's going to lose this piece. So that's why he played the move knight bd7 Western Topalov. And that was a mistake by white, bishop d2. Instead of it, bishop c4 was best before. After that, queen c7. Still, I want you people to think that is it possible that we can save this knight now? Give a thought. If we play this knight over here, knight to g8, the reason behind is that queen h5 attacking this f7. Black is going to lose a piece over here. Might he get mated if he does not play correctly over here. For example, the continuation queen a5, queen into f7 check, king d8, and knight e2. Now see, black's 5 of his pieces are completely stuck. Just one queen is here and it is also on the ring. Now see the white pieces over here. This piece, this piece, this bishop over here. All are doing something. They are best placed. Where black's pieces can't defend the king from the fierce attack which is going to happen, and black's game is over here. So that is the reason we can't save this knight at present still here. So queen c7 was played, g into f6, d into c3. After that, bishop into c3, queen c6, asking queen white to exchange the queens. Black want to release pressure from his position, this extreme pressure from his position. White says, no, I am good. I don't want to exchange the queens. I am going to give you this rook for free on h1. Kindly go and take it. Now pause the video and give a thought that is it possible that we can take this rook for free? I hope that you have paused the video and understood the fact that it is not possible to take this rook for free, because queen into h1, bishop into e5, queen e4 coming back, bishop in c7, h5, and bishop c4, bishop h6 check, f4, and after this queen into f4, sorry, after this queen into c4, queen e3 check, and now see that how white's position is completely over. Black has 3 more pieces than white, but his position is roundabout overwhelmed by white's attack. So that's why black can't take the rook on h1 over here. So he played the move bishop h6 check, king b1, and bishop f4, attacking this queen over here, because this queen is very well placed over here. So queen d3 and rook g8, immediately taking control of this g file. Bishop h3 was played, connecting these rooks, both of the rooks, and controlling this pawn, saving this pawn, protecting this pawn on f5. King d8 was played, and this was the first blunder of the game. Instead of it here, it was better to ask the white by playing the move queen to b5 that I want to exchange the queens. But white says I am not. Queen f3, queen c6, again stressing I am going to exchange the queen. Queen d3 again, and b6. Rook h1, threatening this rook over here, asking him to exchange, and he exchanged. And after exchange, rook g1, bishop b7. Now you may see that white's pieces are very aggressively placed, whereas black's pieces are not that much. But now black has some development, some fight in the game by controlling this diagonal. And due to that, white has not opened an up escape scare for his king. This was still the fight in the game, but after king d8, bishop b4 was played. Again here, black played the blunder, and that was queen into f6. That cost him the game actually. It was better to play the move e4 over here, and after queen b3 hitting this pawn on f7, king e8 was to be played, and rook e1 hitting this pawn over here. But still, with accurate defense, black can hold this position. Might be there are chances, although white has round about 3 tempos up in this position. So after queen f6, queen c4 was played, and again here Vesselin Topalov made a blunder, and that was rook g5. You may understand that how worse is black's position. See the placement of these pieces, white's pieces, and bishop check over here and controlling this diagonal. And these squares, how weak are these squares around king? And these 2 black pieces are doing nothing. So instead of playing the move rook g5, it was better to play the move e4, giving away this pawn. The reason behind was there to bring this bishop over here if white gives check, and controlling these 2 squares by black's queen. see the diagonals and controlling these squares by black. That was the reason black had to give away this pawn e4. After that, queen into e4 and a5. Taking away this diagonal from bishop. So bishop a3 and queen e5. Asking white to exchange the queens, which white is not going to do, and he is going to play queen c4 and rook a6. Bringing the rook into 5. This position is complicated. White is round about 1 over here due to his overwhelming control of the squares, of the files, of the diagonals. So after rook g5, rook d6 was played and queen g7 was played. Here the already black has lost. After this f6 was played, threatening this queen over here, and rook g1 desperately going for this, that if white takes this, then queen check and mate, but bishop f1. And here Vasilin Topalov resigned. I want you people to kindly give a think over here that why black resigned over here. The reason behind was that white is going to give the check on a5 and controlling these pairs. This diagonal is controlled by the white queen, and this rook might be coming over here by giving the check and whatsoever. And this rook is going to fall. Let's check that if black tries to save his queen and plays his move queen to g8, then bishop a5 check, king e8, queen c7, b6, bishop into b6, rook into f1 check, desperate move, rook into f1, and black can't stop the mate. So the second combination might be, if black now desperately tries to save this game by taking the bishop, rook into f1, then queen to g4, a desperate try, bishop a5 check, king e8, queen c7 still same, and b6, bishop into b6, bishop b7. Still there is mate on the board in 7 moves. I hope you have enjoyed this very crazy complicated game by the both players, top grandmasters of their time, and still they are at the top. So this was the end of the video. If you like it, kindly hit the bell icon button and subscribe button. Thank you very much.